Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, everybody. Greeting from paradise, otherwise known as Singapore. How is everyone? Good. Wow, time flies, and today is the last day of the week, and we are very excited because we want to end the week with amazing, 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 amazing ending. Yeah, amazing, amazing ending. Welcome, 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 everybody. We have friends from Germany, we have friends from UK, Singapore, and many other countries. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, this event or this program was being created because we are very passionate about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin as an amazing, amazing instrument to create wealth, storage of value because of a limited quantity, and because it's decentralized, doesn't own by anybody. And over the last 12 years, every year, year by year, Bitcoin has appreciated 200%. You can never find any financial instrument that appreciate 200%. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 5 years, not for 10 years, but every year for the last 12 years. So Welcome, 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 everybody. So the day before and over the last 10 days, Bitcoin has gone into the green, right? Over the last 10 days. And then later on, it went 4 days of red and again up to 40,000 in the green. But yesterday, Bitcoin again went into the red. Of course, today went up again to the green. This movement made many people panic and many people kind of start selling to get out. So should we sell and get out of the market? That will be the key discussion today. That will be the key discussion today. So we are very, 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 very fortunate to have every one of you here. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are running this program, this video program. We are running this video program to educate everybody about Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is a subject that everyone, if you are interested in this subject, make sure you click on the notification bell so that every time when we have a video program, you will be the first to know. You'll be the first to know. So today, I'm very, very, very happy and fortunate to invite my friend who is an authority on financial market, and he has been a coach to many thousands and thousands and thousands of students in the area of financial investing. So welcome, Dr. Clemen.
Wow, thank you for having me, Richard. I'm so happy to be back here. Thank God it's Friday, TGIF.
Well, today we are going to have some exciting wisdom from Dr. Clemen again. Now, Dr. Clemen has been instrumental in condensing what's happening in the market, crypto market and Bitcoin into simple language that many ordinary investor is able to understand and digest. Now, the world number 3 biggest asset manager, and they are really massive, right? They're Fidelity. I first heard of Fidelity when we invite Peter Lynch to speak in our seminar years ago, and he attracted many bankers. We have never seen so many bankers in our seminar. So because he managed Fidelity Fund and have grown Fidelity Fund into historical record. So Fidelity has bought 7.4% of one of the largest listed Bitcoin mining company, that is Marathon Digital Holding. Now, Marathon just purchased 30,000 more Bitcoin mining machine, which may end up making them the biggest Bitcoin miner in 2022. So do you see, Dr. Clemen, do you see giant institutions starting to get into Bitcoin directly and indirectly? Now, why would Fidelity buy shares of a company instead of buying directly, buy Bitcoin directly?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. And what a way to kickstart our Friday discussion into the world of Bitcoin. And I want to take all of us through 3 very important dots, and then we make a connection and finally arriving at the answer why Fidelity took a significant stake in Marathon Holdings. So step 1, what we're going to do is take a look at the price of Bitcoin right now. And, you know, Richard started off by asking us a very critical question. Should we buy, hold, or sell Bitcoin as of today? So step 1, what we need to do is we look at a 1-day candle. And again, we always trace back the origin, how Bitcoin started. Back then, it was started with 0.08 cents per coin.
0.08 cents per coin, you can buy millions of them.
That was how it was started. Even if you bought Bitcoin at $1 per piece, holy moly, you are standing on 40,000 times of your earnings potential right now. And of course, you know, the lowest peak in our recent years, that was back in $3,000 per coin. And I want to highlight to our audience right here, that was in back then in January. All right, so if I move my crosshair over here, 2020, back in the month of March, we are hitting Bitcoin at a price of $3,782 per coin. And then it rose all the way up to $64,000. Now, this is the starting point. And then when we kind of zoom in to the current period where it's floating between the 40,000 to 30,000 range, we're going to change our time horizon over to a 1 hour candle. All right. So once I switch over to the 1 hour candle, I'm going to draw a really pretty important line, and that is to discover our window of opportunity. Starting from right here, I'm looking at a 38888, and this is the red horizontal line. And we are looking at very interesting opportunities right here. You have one opportunity here, two opportunity here, 3, 4, and 5. Total 5 opportunities for you to touch and test 38888.88. If we want to go really to the extreme. Now, this is a very important price point because it leads us to the very first important dot. And that is this piece of news that came out on 6th of August as of today. Fidelity took a 7.4% stake in Marathon Digital Holdings. Now, the reason is because of this. We are going to take you back to the good old days of discovering gold, or what we call gold mining. Back in the days of the gold rush, you have 2 choices to make. Number 1, either you become a gold miner, right? You physically go out there on the ground, dig up the soil, and kind of twirl around in your pan around the river and see little gold spots. That's how the gold miner did it. Or choice number 2, you can be the guy selling the spades or the shovels to the miners. So this is a story of Marathon Digital, whereby they are the so-called selling the spades to the miners, all right? So they go out there and became the largest miner out there. Not only they possess the equipment, they are also mining Bitcoin at the same time. And they are the number 1 in the whole of United States of America. So in the likes of Peter Lynch, he will always go with a commonsensical approach. Do I understand the business? Yes, they are into mining gold, but it's digital gold. Are they number 1? Yes, they are number 1. Do we have a potential 10x return? And that's always the key question derived from Peter Lynch. He was the first man to coin this word, Richard, it's called the 10-bagger stocks.
Wow.
And when you look at Marathon Digital, we ask ourselves, does this company possess a 10x potential? So here we go. We're going to look at the stock price right now. This is the company that's listed on NASDAQ. And as you can see, the moment the news of Fidelity taking a significant stake, straight off right here, mama, there's a green candle popping up right here. This is the impact of the largest fund manager taking a significant stake in Marathon Holdings, because it gives authority and authenticity to the whole idea of crypto mining. And that's the reason why the market reacted positively. But we want to ask ourselves this question. At the price of $30 today, can this stock price go up by 10x? Can it reach the potential of $300? And critically, from the perspective of Fidelity, they are always looking for minimum 10 times returns. And that's the reason why even Forbes also featured this article on their headlines on August the 4th. And in fact, they call it the editor's pick. Richard, I'm very selective in the kind of materials I'm reading out there because there's just massive floodloads of information overflow. And if this is an editor's pick, then jolly well, we better pay double, triple attention right on this article. And across multiple funds is great news for us because we are getting all these Fidelity high net worth customers to invest into Marathon Digital Holdings. Now, this is also preempting the opening and the approval of the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, what we call it BTC ETF. And again, this is just paving the ways. And the infrastructure is all ready. Right now, we are just waiting for the green light from Chairman Gary Gensler of Securities Exchange Commission. Back to you, Richard.
Okay, thank you for making this news quite simple for all of us to understand. Yeah, so investor, huge asset management fund like Fidelity is going in to be involved in crypto and Bitcoin. So we have to make our own decision based on that. Now, even as China is shutting down crypto, and this has caused the market price to fluctuate, right? Next coming up is country that is opening up to crypto and Bitcoin. Okay, on the other hand, now first, Spain is considering a bill that allow buying of property and mortgage payment in crypto. And then yesterday, we have this Uruguay lawmaker proposed a bill to allow crypto for payment. Now, this is very different from like El Salvador, you know, that push for legal tender. So, you know, but propose a bill to allow crypto to be used for payment. Now, also Singapore, where home is, Singapore grant its first crypto exchange license, right? Now, question for Dr. Clemen is this: beside the above, you know, we mentioned about Kazakhstan the last video and Colombia the last video. Yeah, how does all this country that's opening up and friendly to crypto support ordinary investor?
Wow, that's an awesome question, Richard, because it boils down to a single keyword, what you have just described, from El Salvador to Spain, and right now across to Singapore. One single keyword for all of us today is called asset. How do we look at this instrument? Is it treated as an asset class? So I'm going to switch my screen right now over to Spain, whereby Spain is considering allowing mortgage payments into crypto. Now, most of us are very familiar with this word called mortgage payment because of what? Because of the property asset, the house that we live in. And there are 3 steps behind the keyword called mortgage payment. Step 1, you buy into a property which is defined as an asset class. Step 2, you don't pay full cash for the property. You go to the bank and say, hey, Mr. Banker, I want to borrow 70 to 90% of the bank's money, and I put down a 10 to 30% deposit, and the rest I pay out to the bank over a period of 10 to 30 years. That's called the concept of a mortgage payment. And step 3, as you pay out, finish your mortgage duration, whether it's 10 to 30 years, you finally, at the end of the race, you own that piece of asset under your name. Now, at step 2, it is not really under your name because it is the bank lending it to you, and you pledge your property to the bank. In the event you can't pay up, sorry, game over, the bank takes over your asset. So we got these 3 steps clear right now. And with these 3 steps, we're going to apply into the world of crypto as per this article right now. Step 1, which is the most fundamental part. If the bank says, or the country says that I'm willing to allow you to perform a mortgage payment to own crypto, it simply means that crypto right now is officially accepted as an asset in the land of Spain. Holy moly! This is big, big news. And once this law is passed into action, step 2, every single bank must give out mortgage payment loan to any investor who wants to buy into crypto. So they can walk into any bank in Spain and say, hey, Mr. Banker, the law says that I can borrow money from you to buy cryptos. And the banker has to give out the mortgage. So that is the beautiful part. Now, step 3, why they are looking at this? Because step 3 is the most important piece. Just like the properties that we live in today, we believe that over time, the value will appreciate. And as a result, most people can finance the mortgage payment. Most people can refinance their mortgage payment because the value has gone up. That's the reason why I feel so positive about this piece of article. And then we kind of connect with what Richard has brought to our attention, and that is Singapore grants a first regulatory in principle approval to a crypto exchange. And again, it's closely related. Now, what Spain did is at the legislation level, passing through law. But in order to buy and sell cryptos, or what we call the coins, you still need an exchange platform to transact. And that's the reason why this article, dated 3rd of August, is so important to us. As we know, Singapore is well known in the world with a very strong, powerful reputation in the world of finance, because it is the least corrupt country in the world. It is transparent, least corrupt, business friendly, and that's the reason why this approval is such a loud approval. Step 1, you have give recognition and legitimacy to a crypto exchange. Step 2, upon giving a regulatory in principle approval, it is also giving it a license to take in deals right here in the homeland of Singapore. Singaporeans right now can officially trade on this crypto exchange with no problems at all, with the safeguards of the Monetary Authority of Singapore looking over it. And finally, step 3 is to pave the way open for more opportunities to come. Countries like, El Salvador, countries like Spain, countries like Germany, whereby 1, make Bitcoin a legal tender, whereby 2, Spain, make mortgage payment legally approved in the country, and the countries in Germany, whereby they say all the institutional funds can buy into Bitcoin directly. So Richard, this is awesome news. It is what we call the infrastructure building stage. And once this is done, that's it, game over. Those of you who are still sitting on the fence, not looking at Bitcoin, sorry, you will be the latecomers. You will miss this entire ride altogether.
Okay, Dr. Clemen, thank you so very much. So we have in Singapore, we have our own legal exchange to venture into Bitcoin. Now, every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we'll be making videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. This coming Monday is a National Day in Singapore. So we will not be doing this video, and the next update will be on Wednesday, same time, 2:30. Now, every Friday, we have this in Chinese, in Mandarin. My Mandarin is really really poor, but those of you who don't mind and want this all this content in Chinese, please log in on Friday, as in today, 3 p.m. We will continue this over in Chinese, right? In Chinese. Now, myself, and very passionate about Bitcoin, because after I understand the whole perception of Bitcoin, I believe that Bitcoin is one great instrument for us to create wealth. And that's the reason why we are promoting or organizing the Bitcoin Festival. Bitcoin Festival this August. It is a movement, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. Now, the next question for Dr. Clemen, and this is just very exciting question, because this is something from Bloomberg Intelligence Report. Bloomberg Intelligence Report. Now, is Bitcoin going up to 100,000? And that's what Bloomberg Report is saying, that it's going to go back to 65 and then move to 100,000. Now, first of all, the first question I'd like to Dr. Clemen to kind of highlight to us is, who is Bloomberg? Many ordinary investor doesn't know who is Bloomberg, and how credible are they?
Wow, that's a great question, Richard. Bloomberg was actually named after a real human being called Michael Bloomberg. He's a self-made entrepreneur, and he was once a mayor in New York. And guess what? His company is called Bloomberg, named after him. Yeah. Now, they are the undisputed number one in the area of financial services. And that's the reason why, many of the Wall Street giants, they are all subscribers of Bloomberg terminals, whereby they get live market information coming in. And people are willing to pay really expensive money to Bloomberg services because they give timely and accurate analysis. So right over here, this is the latest report released by Bloomberg. Holy moly. And the headline speaks for itself. Bitcoin on track for $100,000 per coin. And this was only released 4th of August. And this is a huge report. I want to encourage our viewers to really come in here and download the report to understand the thinking behind it. But I want to push this 100,000 prediction. I want to stretch it even further. Because right over here, the first guy that really came out with a prediction of above 100,000 is actually Pantera Capital. And they're still sticking to their guns that Bitcoin will hit $115,000 this summer. Now, what's the definition of summer for those of us outside the US? Summer is currently taking place right now until the end of September. All right. So we have a very tight window. We are in right now in the month of August. September is the next month. We got 2 more months left, and they are sticking to the guns. Bitcoin will hit $115,000. And I'm going to stretch it even further. This is a report from Citigroup or Citibank. Their top analyst has already made a prediction that Bitcoin will hit, to be exact, $318,000 by the end of 2021. So if we take the timeline between September, right? End of September, and then we got October, November, December, 3 more months. Bam. So it's actually between 100,000 to 300,000 in this beautiful zone right now. So we're going to stretch this really, really far right at this moment, all right? So take, for example, Katie Woods already predicted that you hit 500,000. Now, if we are looking for 10x potential, today Bitcoin is trading at 40,000. 10x means you add one more zero. At the end, that's about $400,000 per coin. Is this a reality? Of course. Everybody out there is pushing the price prediction. The last session, you know, Richard and I, we did together, we were saying that the Winkelsoft twins from Gemini.com, they predicted the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million within this decade itself. So everybody right now, you're looking easily between 10x all the way to 1 million per coin. And that's the reason why this is so important, starting from this Bloomberg report. And thank you, Richard, for highlighting to us.
Okay, main discussion for today, because Bitcoin has been quite volatile, 10 days up, 4 days down, 1 day up, 1 day down, and many ordinary investors like nervous and fearful. And then the question to Dr. Clemen is this: should we sell and get out of the market?
Wow, should we sell and get out of the market? You know, I really want to pull out a real authentic, traditional old piece of music right here. And for those of you who understand the language, I want you to sing alongside with me. And let me switch over the screen right here. And this Chinese word is actually called, sometimes it go up, sometimes it's go down. And ready? 3, 2, 1. And the most important message coming up right now. Here we go. 三分天注定，七分靠打拼，爱拼才会赢。Yeah! And what does it mean for our audience? I means you gotta fight in order to win. And for those of you who are really chicken feet, cold-hearted, and you still don't feel for the price right now, I'm telling you, you're gonna miss the golden opportunity of a lifetime. And that's why this window is getting very small, leading to the Global Bitcoin Festival. And, you know, I want to highlight to all of our friends here, if you're going to miss the golden Global Bitcoin Festival right here, which is slated for 28th and 29th of October, you can really feel the window being squeezed out on you. Right now, we are in August. Next month is September. And in September, Pantera is sticking to his gun. It's going to surpass $100,000 per coin. And by the time it hits October, end of October, which is our Global Bitcoin Festival, and we're going to hit all the way to Citibank, $300,000 prediction by end of December. Holy moly. I mean, how many more window opportunities that we got to present to you before you take the first step? It is not about selling. It's about hanging for the ride. Even if you don't do anything today, the value of your money is going down. Please go and walk into your nearest banker and ask, hey, Mr. Banker, what is the savings I'm getting of the interest that I put money with your bank? Let me tell you, from the #1 bank in the world, DBS Bank is paying 0.5% per year. Not even taking into account inflation, not even taking account the value of your money is going down each and every day. That's the reason why you need to find an asset. We talk about asset class today that can appreciate in value through time. And this asset class is very limited. Fixed supply at 21 million. And all these big players like Fidelity, Marathon Digital Holdings, and then we are talking about Spain, and we talk about Pantera, we're talking about Citibank, we're talking about Bloomberg, everybody coming in, eyeing on this asset right now. Question, do you want to be an early mover or a late comer? So my encouragement to all of us today is really, I'm really looking forward to 28, 29 October, our Global Bitcoin Festival. And, you know, this is led by Richard and by the world's #1 event organizer, Success Resources. It's going to be a big, big movement. And I want to encourage you, take part together with us in this movement. Get in early, register right now. There is a limited time offer. $99 for the ticket to go and be part of this movement with us and take your action right now today. Thank you so much for taking the lead in this, Richard, and I'm really looking forward to this event.
Thank you, Clemen. So there's a link below for you to participate in the Global Bitcoin Festival. I think this whole session video, many of you get encouraged. So it's very important to be in the right environment and right group of people that can encourage you and propel you right to the direction that you always want to do. So come to the Global Bitcoin Festival, which is a movement, and join us in this amazing, amazing journey. So till we meet again next Wednesday, so this is Richard. I want to wish you well, health, and happiness in your life, and an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. Thank you so much.